Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, love attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are here for a little reading. I felt guided. I'm still a little bit under the weather, so bear with my voice. We're going to start with opening sacred space. I almost skipped it, but we're going to start with Angel Wisdom Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks ever. And we're going to see what our angels and guides want us to hear today. So drop your shoulders, take a deep breath, settle in with me, start your morning with me, afternoon or evening, whatever time of day it is when you're watching this. All right. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me, bless my cards, bless my beautiful viewers. Okay. Here we go. Angel Wisdom Tarot, right off the bat. The first message I just got was there's the energy of us healing our teenage version of ourselves. So thinking back to a time, they just showed me somebody doodling in class, like maybe you're writing your name over and over and over again in your journal, or in whatever notebook in school. So your call to action is to open up a journal and to maybe write yourself a letter during that time, or maybe just be in the energy of the person you were back then and just kind of relive it. Relive all the fun experiences. I remember saying when I left high school, one of my favorite things that I was going to miss. Wow. We just got 10 of Swords and Release, which was the same in our last reading. I believe we got both of these, definitely got Release in the last reading. But I remember when I was leaving, this is a leaving energy. When I was leaving high school, I remember saying to everybody, I'm going to miss like the small moments in the hallway. There was this one guy, he was just really, really unique and special, and he didn't have a ton of friends. And his name was John, and he would always scream down the hallway. We had this like funny banter. We would call each other like bitch ass tricks, like BAT. So we would like say bat really loud, but he would just scream bitch ass trick down the hallway, and I would just turn around and I'm like, there's John. And we had a few classes together, and he's just one of those people that you weren't friends with, and you maybe didn't hang out outside of school, but there were certain acquaintances where you just had this bond where it was like soul tribe. You just know you can be your total, like I could be my total self with him. And there's no flirtatiousness, there was nothing there. It was just like this genuine love for each other, and we wanted to make each other laugh as often as we could. So this teenage energy is getting back into the playfulness of life. Like, allow whatever you're stressing about right now, whatever you need to walk away from, whatever you need to let go of, really think about this is a game, right? Like, really try to put yourself in this like so what energy. Like, so what, if other people, if I want to manifest $1 million, or if I want to manifest all these wonderful things in my life and I see somebody else having it and I'm upset that I don't, say, so what? I think it was Erin Lyons who taught me this. She's another YouTuber. But she talked about like, so what? Like, if it's in the quantum field and they're experiencing it, then I can too. Why not? So get yourself into the why not energy and release something that no longer serves you. I'm going to read both of these to you guys because I know a lot of people like to know what the words at the bottom say. Sometimes I just go through and I don't read it, but it says endings that lead to new beginnings, the need to release situations or people that hold you back, spiritual transformation. And then we have the end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both, the opportunity for new happiness, a weight off your shoulders, the end of an addiction, a melodramatic reaction. So 2 endings. You're releasing something that is literally not a match to you. And in the last reading, I know I shared with you guys that I gave up caffeine and I feel amazing. Side note, like, aside from being sick, But it's wild how that addiction, that small thing that everybody, 90% of the world is addicted to, and it's such a small thing that everyone's like, oh, it's just a cup of coffee, it's no big deal, or just an energy drink, but it really does control us. Like, I noticed that I used to wake up in the morning and my first thought would be, I can't wait to do that. And I had a fear that I wouldn't be happy without it. Like, I wouldn't be able to reach that state of, oh, this feels so good. And I feel so awake and I feel so alert. Well, the past 2 days, I have been like insanely blissed out. I'm going through another spiritual awakening, and my ego is just not here. And meaning my ego that worries, right? So we know we go through periods of time where the ego gets loud and loud and loud, and we worry about everything. We worry about our health, we worry about our money, and we worry about relationships, and we worry about, like, oh no, am I not taking action on something? Am I not leaving something that I should be leaving? And it's just all this inner dialogue. And then when you go through a spiritual awakening, you wake up one day and there's that dialogue is gone. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel freaking bliss. And it's almost like a feeling like you think that a manifestation energy would bring you that feeling. So your mind will kind of conjure up, oh my gosh, does this mean a manifestation is here and I'm feeling the energy before it arrives? But I believe it's just us feeling blank with no ego. This is what pure bliss is. This is what peace is. This is what I don't need anything. And waking up in the morning being like, wow, I don't need a drink to lift my mood. I am just in bliss right now. And I have not felt that kind of bliss since 2018. I distinctly remember spiritually awakening in 2018. It was December. And for 2 whole weeks, I felt immense bliss. I felt like I just wanted to stop everybody and just hug them and tell them how much I love them. And I'm so excited we're on planet Earth to be here and to do this thing together. And obviously I didn't do that because people would have been like, this chick is bonkers. But for the past like day, I've been just so in my bliss. And it's funny because I lost my taste and my smell, because obviously I have, probably the vid. And it's at the tail end. And all of a sudden I woke up and I didn't have taste or smell. The old Michelle would be freaking out. I'm not used to being sick. I never get sick ever. This is my first time even having this. I didn't have it in 2020. And I'm just like, normally I get very uncomfortable and my ego gets very loud and it tells me all these stories. And I even said that in the last reading, that I feel my angels just guided me to pick a card. But I even said that in the last reading, like I feel like my ego was going nuts and it was telling me every story. It was telling me I was going to die. It was telling me I had cancer. It was telling me I had all these different things. And then out of nowhere, I'm in this blissed out state and I lose my taste and my smell and I don't even care. And I actually think it's kind of ironic because it's like the universe has stripped away every opportunity for me to cling to something to make me feel good. We cling to coffee, we cling to drinks, we cling to food, things that taste yummy. And I was just telling my chiropractor that I have like a wicked sense of smell and my ears are really sensitive. And I was just saying that my senses are very, very heightened. And then 2 days later, I get this, and a week later, then I lose my sense of taste and smell. But I am now walking through life going, okay, like there's nothing external that could possibly bring me any kind of happiness because I can't even taste, I can't smell. So I've had to really sit with, wow, like I'm happy either way. And I'm in this blissed out state. And it's not because of food. It's not because of caffeine. It's not because of love. It's not because of money. I'm just in this spiritual energy. And I don't even want to call it spiritual energy. I think it's just what life can be like when we quiet the ego. It is so peaceful and it is so fun. And I went to the gym and I was like dancing for no reason. And normally I would need some sort of like coffee to get me there. And I'm so pumped that I'm in this spot. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm going to ride the wave. It says, put your creative energy into action. And look, it's a musical instrument too. So it's almost like, don't let your song go unsung. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. And then we have 31, take control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. And I love the little heart key here. And then trust in divine purpose. The experience has divine meaning. Healing will come. Know that you are on a path of growth. So if you're like me, and if you're going through this spiritual awakening, if you are sick and you're scared and you're not trusting it, lean back and just fall into it. The more we can release resistance around a situation where we feel tight, where we feel restrictive, where we feel like scared, the more we're letting go and walking away from the old way of thinking, the old way of being. I can't even tell you guys the amount of bliss and peacefulness and joy I feel. It's almost like, you know, when you're in the flow manifesting and you're just like, I know it's going to come. It's like that energy, but it's not about manifesting. It's literally just me living life and being like, wow, I'm not scared of anything. That's the energy. You're not scared of anything. You trust everything. Okay, we're going to use my ever unfolding heart deck. That's what it looks like. It's available on my website. We have, is there a decision you are needing to make? Sit in silence and ask yourself to be open to receiving the answer. It will come when you least expect it. It will be a gentle whisper from your heart. Check in with your relationships. Are you thinking of someone and feeling unsettled? Dive deep into why. Okay, so we have creative energy into action, control your thoughts, trust your divine purpose. Maybe before you can do all of that, you have to check in with your relationships, and maybe there's a decision that you need to make. Maybe it's walking away from an old way of being, an old lifestyle. Okay, let's do a spirit animal. Spirit animal wisdom deck. This is what it looks like. I have the owl at the bottom of the deck, and it says sight. We'll look at the situation at hand. We have the horse, which is a free spirit energy, and the monkey, inner child. So the monkey says, don't take life too seriously. Remember, I talked about laughing and playing and having fun. Free spirit, give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity. A double creative expression card. So where in your life are you not expressing who you are? Where are you holding back? Take control of those thoughts, push the ego aside, and start creating. And you know what? You'll find the most creative energy in the stillness. Like maybe you do get sick like me, or maybe you go through this lull where everything is just like wah, and you're like, what is going on, Michelle? You're like, I don't know what's happening. I just feel so lackluster. I don't feel good about anything. And then all of a sudden you take some time off from work, or you take some time off from people, and you're like, oh my gosh, it came back. I finally know what I want to do now. Okay, I just pulled this deck off my tray and 2 cards fall on the ground. We have 2 of Cups, which is union energy, which is the merging of 2 souls, and the 7 of Pentacles, which is patience. Sometimes I get into watching YouTube videos about how God shows you your person. And it's, you know, more Christian based, but I just like to watch them to see other people's. It's not so much about the religious aspect that I like to watch. I just like to see how people come together, how the universe aligns people. And a lot of times there are couples who one person is aware of the connection, and usually it's divine feminine. She's usually like, that's my person. I know it is. And why doesn't he see me? Why doesn't he know me? And it's because God, there's like a waiting season, right? There's a evolve. Yeah, I guess it's like us evolving into who we need to become to merge together. And so it's almost like God shows her who the partner is, and she has to be patient, and she has to wait for it to manifest. She has to wait for things to grow. She has to wait for him to grow. And then the union happens, right? And all of a sudden the merging, they hold hands, and it's just like electric. So somebody might be going through that phase where you just know who your person is and don't try and tell them. Don't reach out to them, don't message them, don't say, "Hey, it's me." Don't force it. Allow the person to come to their own awareness of it. And sometimes that might take 8 months. Sometimes that might take a year. So we have to be patient. And during that time, we're going to let our creative energy flow, and we're not going to do our addictions anymore. The devil card is all about like, hey, come have another drink, come have more coffee. Let me distract you so that you don't do your mission. As the more Christian tribe, they call it the enemy. And the enemy can show up in other men, in other women. For men who are tempted by the enemy, it's usually women that are very flaunty in red dresses, and that's symbolic of all these different stories of temptation, right? And this is that card. It's saying, are you going to be swayed by the enemy, by the temptation? Are you going to indulge, right? Are you going to let it keep you from your union? Queen of Pentacles, she's saying, nope, I am protecting my tribe. I'm protecting my abundance, my energy flow. Yeah. She understands the energetics of money and how money is connected to love, and there's certain flow to it. She's like, she's very unbothered by it all. She goes, I know what I need to do, and I don't need anybody else's help. But she's able to sit there so calmly because she does have a masculine by her side. She does have a king who tends to her needs. So I just heard we as divine feminines are growing our abundance, and we are using our creativity, but it's because we're going to grow it even more when we have a masculine man holding us in that container saying, I got you. I'll take care of the physical needs. You just do your thing in the spiritual world, and we can co-create together. And you both did not get swayed by the temptation. And then we have the magician. I love this card so much. So I just heard somebody is manifesting you. Somebody is calling and conjuring up this whole relationship. They want this union with you. They see you as the Queen of Pentacles. So it's almost like, when you're manifesting and like you don't know how it's going to show up. Well, that's kind of like what the divine masculine experience is. He's manifesting this thing, and he isn't knowing what it's going to look like yet. And then you show up out of nowhere and God shines a light on you. It's like a flashlight has been placed on your social media page or on you in public or in the local place where you're seeing this person. And then all of a sudden it's like a light bulb moment. And they're like, wow, she's the queen. She's the one I've been manifesting. And I was not expecting it to be her. I didn't know she was going to look this way. I didn't know that, that God could bless me with something so freaking amazing. So that's the energy, is that somebody's going through an aha, like God has like shined a light on their person, and they're now in shock. And they're like, oh my gosh. And maybe it was somebody that was there all along. And this divine masculine was like, I didn't even know. She was right in front of me this whole time. And of course, you guys, we have true love and doubt. Aren't these cards so beautiful? So true love says, your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner. But this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. And then doubt says, offering all to the divine doesn't mean negativity never arises, but you can say, free me from this prison or doubt. I cast this burden to you, show me your will, and restore me to faith and confidence. So if you're doubting the manifestation coming in, if you're doubting this type of connection and you're like, I don't think it exists, I'm manifesting it and it hasn't arrived yet, and I just don't know, I don't know, I don't know. The trick is that inner love. It's when you fall in love with yourself and you're just like, wow, I understand now. I get it. I get it. I get it. I can see how my ego was trying to manifest something that was outside of me. I'm the one I need to be manifesting. And then when you manifest yourself, meaning that full acceptance of self, having fun, finding that blissful state, being that free spirit, the horse energy, you're just like, oh my gosh. And what's really happening with this true love card is you are letting go of your addictions, you're letting go of the temptation, you are being a humble student of God, and you're saying, I will do what you ask. I will say no, I will not do this, I won't litter, I won't go here, I won't talk to this person, or I will do this thing, or I will go give my time and volunteer. I'll go do good deeds because I know that this is what you want me to do. And when we're in alignment with what source wants us to do, then we can be in alignment with our true love. Really beautiful message. Okay, let's do a little, if your person is separate from you, what do they want to tell you? What does their higher self want to tell you? I don't react when people mention you. They're trying to keep it cool. Now that they're awake to the connection, they're like, oh no, I can't let anybody know because maybe the situation isn't fully shown yet on how you two can be together. Maybe there's some roadblocks. Yeah, I want to tell you how I feel. I wish things could be different. So there's something blocking them from telling you, and that's why they wish things could be different. Could be an age gap. It could be two people that are married and they found each other. It could be you work together. I'm afraid to contact you. And I just got so nervous in my leggies. So I think somebody is scared to ask you out. Somebody is scared to say, oh my gosh, like this person is so amazing. Is she finally it, or is he finally it? You know, when the time comes, it's super nerve-wracking because you've been waiting for it for so long that there's this buildup. It's almost like you're pedestaling the love. Okay, final one for this deck. I'm so attracted to you. And who wouldn't want that? Of course, you know, when you end up in this connection, the true love that you feel for yourself is really what that person is going to see in you. Because you so fully love yourself, you're only going to attract somebody that fully loves you in every sense of the way, right? Physically, emotionally. They're going to just love how you work and how you function. And I believe when God makes us in this energy, when he makes us to merge, kind of like two whole souls in one, you know, you're just so, you just watch the other person and you're just like, wow, you're so beautiful. Like, how do you exist? And you just want to like poke them and touch them. I don't think that's an ego driven thing. I think that's an angelic energy type of thing. And I've heard people talk about it and they say it's so beautiful. Okay, we're going to do Spirit Animal Oracle. I feel so calm right now. The energy is so still. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we have the armadillo, the white raven, and the frog. The white raven says, trust in the magic, number 66. And ravens carry messages. So there might be a message coming through, a magical message coming through. And then the frog spirit says, clear the clutter. This is clean, maybe clean out something in your house, clean out space for this person to come in. Maybe it's money that you want to manifest. So the frog spirit is all about clearing the clutter, moving energy in your home, move a area rug out. If there's anything that makes you feel icky, get rid of it. Armadillo, set healthy boundaries. This could be with people who are not honoring you or people that are just, yeah, they just haven't learned lessons yet. And maybe you're there to show them the way. So when you set the boundaries, you're giving them permission to set the boundaries. So that's a specific message for somebody out there that this is what you need to let go of. You need to let go of people, of you still taking your inner child to people, places, and experiences that your inner child doesn't want to experience anymore. They're like, we don't like this. Can you get us out of here? This isn't fun. And then another boundary could be the message that comes through, whether it's through text or email, and it's an invitation, and somebody's like, hey, do you want to go dancing? Or, hey, do you want to go do this? And you have to be so open with your boundaries and say, you know what, I want to be a yes guy or a yes girl, and I want to do something different. I was watching a podcast about money yesterday, and the woman was talking about how investing is so simple and it's so easy and it's so like, you get $1 and you put it into a stock or something and you get $5 back. Like, why not do that? Everybody has $10, everybody has $12 to do that. So she made it seem so simple. And that's like, she gave the advice that if you were new to Earth and you just dropped into Earth and you're in this body and you're already an adult and you don't know how everything works here, you don't know how money works. And this woman was asked, like, what advice would you give to somebody who just came to Earth and they want to build abundance fast? And she's like, be your total most authentic self was number one. And that's how you're going to make your money, by just being you. And then the second piece was take a portion of that money and invest it. And those were the only two pieces of advice that she would give somebody new to planet Earth who wanted to have a luxurious, fulfilling, internally fulfilling life. Because once you're all of you, everything clicks into place. But then you get the money for being all of you. But then how do you make that last? How do you make it grow itself? And she was teaching about investing. So when we set boundaries for ourselves, we are also identifying what we love to do. Are we being our most authentic self? Are we taking our inner child to places that we love and that she loves or he loves? Or are we constantly still giving into the temptation, still giving into the pattern, the wounding of, oh, I have to do this because this person's going to say this if I don't do it? Those are the big things that we have to shut a door on, because if you shut a door on that, another 10 doors will open over here, and that could lead you to that more abundant life. That could lead you to those manifestations, to the magic, to the white raven. So maybe be radically different this week. Take a chance on yourself. If your money game is off, do something different. Do not keep doing the same routine. Do not keep spending the same money. Do not keep using the same credit cards. Do something different. Maybe take $12 and go learn about stocks and invest it. Maybe sit down and do the thing that you're scared to do, right? This woman talked about how excuse me, guys, sorry. She talked about how she was married for 14 years and her partner did everything for her. She'd never even had to open the mail. So now she's learning how to kind of like balance her own masculine energy, and she teaches about money, right? So she is that masculine energy, but for so long she was able to build her business because she had that masculine container to build it in. It's kind of like what we were talking about with the Queen of Pentacles. And then all of a sudden the universe is like, wow, she's really not balanced because she's leaning on this other person to do everything. And she has to be internally balanced. We have to be able to do everything ourselves. So the universe will pull away that partnership and say, oh, now you have to open your mail. Now you have to look at your finances. So the thing that we have to do differently is actually doing those things. She said she was really good at moving like $250,000 into a stock, and she could move large amounts of money with no problem. But looking at a $10 subscription to something overwhelmed her, and trying to track all the little spending that her and her partner were doing, she didn't want to do it. So now she makes it fun. She hired a financial advisor and they go through these things together, and it's not so overwhelming for her. So even the people that are so abundant, they have these fears too. They have these healing and growing moments where they have to balance their masculine and feminine energies. So you guys are not, just because your bank account is low does not mean, and I'm not assuming that everybody on this channel has a low bank account either, but whatever your relationship is to money, it's all about the inner energy work. How are you feeling about money? How are you seeing money? How are your actions around money? So we really have to take a look and ask ourselves, like, where are we not balanced? And if we can balance ourselves out, then the universe won't pull those things away from us, and we'll be able to learn the lesson a lot faster. So very unique messages here. Okay, I feel guided to end it soon just because I'm coughing a lot and I don't want to be the lady that coughs all over YouTube. Honestly, I feel like this is my first time being sick in all of my videos in the past. Maybe second time. I know I've been like exhausted in some videos, but I don't think I've ever sounded nasally in any video since 2022, which is pretty cool. Some of my OGs, if you guys have been watching all of my content, let me know if you remember a time where I was sick. Okay, donations, charitable work. This is my little Angels of Abundance deck. I have two of them, one's psychedelic and one's purple. It says, give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know what your generosity will be returned, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, and other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. This reminds me of a donation I got on my YouTube channel yesterday. A woman, she was at a museum and she saw a heart months ago. And then as soon as she saw the heart, she thought of me and Micah. And then she went outside and she found $20 on the ground. And I guess she was, thinking that she should send it to me as a thank you because she was watching my content and it was helping her. And she just felt like the $20 was connected to me and Micah. And she just never sent it. And then she sent the $20 yesterday and was like, hey, this is long overdue. This is your money. My husband just came into a bunch of money and I felt ready and I felt called to share this with you. And to me, that was me knowing that I had just watched that podcast too, which was all about money. So I was in the vibration of receiving money, and then that donation came in. So when we are being so loving and we're donating and we're giving to people that are worthy of it and that are doing good things in the world, it's going to come back to us. I put out this free content every week for 3 years. And I don't expect donations, but they're so fun when I get them because I love knowing that my videos help you. And I don't have, 200,000 subscribers and 70 comments or 100 comments on every video. So I don't know who these videos are really helping. So when I get a donation or somebody is putting good out into the world, it feels good to get that feedback. And even if you're just giving $5 to a waitress or $100, maybe you're really wanting to brighten her day, those things come back to us double. But we're not doing it to get, we're just doing it because we're like, you know what, this person is adding value to my life. And I want to receive that. And I want to also honor that person for giving me what she just gave me. So maybe today, maybe this week, take a look at who you can honor, who has given you value, who has added something to your life that maybe deserves a little love, a little money love, right? Okay, final message. Micah Magic. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe we almost didn't use her. Okay, we got Micah Magic deck. I just saw a message is coming through text or email at the bottom of the deck. Your current energy is creating your future. We're going to do a couple because I can never just do one of these cards, one from this deck. Free your mind, bliss from the ego. Bye, ego. When you're in that blissed out energy, can you imagine what you can create? You can trust that voice. I just heard the money is coming back to you. Yeah, 333, connect back to spirit. A spiritual guide is on the way. Co-create your days. Co-create your days means wake up each day and intentionally say, universe, I would love to experience, a wonderful lunch today with somebody new, or I would love to have a conversation with somebody new on the phone. Really put it into your field. What do you want to create? It's an emotional time. Be gentle with yourself. 1111 twin flame. Feel good to attract good. It's an emotional time. Be gentle with yourself. Twin flame. Feel good to attract good. So 1111 is obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's a Metatron number too, Archangel Metatron, who I always call into my readings. So we also have your angels are asking them to use you, or asking that you to use them. Sorry. They are pulling on your energy. Maybe your twin flame is pulling on your energy. Trust the timing. So a lot of times we can feel as if we're maybe off path. Maybe sometimes we can feel like somebody's pulling on our energy and we're not where we're supposed to be, and we got to do something to fix it, and we got to make sure we manifest them. And that is all the mind. That is all ego. We have to drop all of that and get into that blissed out energy that I was talking about, where you wake up and you're just like, I don't fear anything. I trust everything. I know the universe has my back. Speaking of that, it just made me think of my shirt. So the universe has our back. And when we fully trust that, this twin flame, this person that comes in, they're not going to solve all of our problems. They are just going to be the cherry on top to what we've already created. And when we feel good, we can attract it. We can actually say, okay, I deserve this. I'm worthy of it. And my mind is not looking for reasons of why I'm worthy of it. I just know I am. And it's an emotional time. Somebody might be going through that purge of letting go of a different partnership. And your mind and your ego is always going to be searching for, who am I a match to? Is this person like me? If you catch yourself in those thoughts, you're an ego. And this kind of energy will not come in if you're in ego. You have to transcend the mind, which is freeing the mind. Okay, I just heard last two. I just heard you get to be all of you in this partnership. Be mindful of your thoughts. Angels are moving things. And excuse me, lots of energy moving. When you're seeing 444, it's also another angel number, twin flame number. Because look, it's the 4 wands. Be mindful of your thoughts. You're letting, my gosh, my throat is like going nuts right now. Not because I'm sick, it's the energy moving. We're letting go of the figuring it out, or love has to look this way, or this person, I have a certain type and they need to fit that type. And instead, go back to the teenage version of you and just imagine yourself having so much fun, being so playful. You're in your inner child again. And I guarantee you that's when this person will show up. They'll DM you, they'll text you, they'll bump into you in your reality, because you are not in the mind trying to figure out life. You're back in that teenage energy where you're just having fun each day. And you're just like, this is great. I have no worries in the world, and my parents are taking care of everything, and they can give me money every once in a while. I'm not saying everybody has had that kind of childhood. I didn't have that kind of childhood, but pretend like you're in this like glorious teenage, everything's taken care of. You're young, you're fresh, you're feeling good, you're playing sports, you're playing instruments, you're in clubs, you're hanging out with your friends, you're reading books, you're writing poetry, you're doing whatever it is that you love to do. Connect back to spirit doing that. Get yourself into that inner child, and I'm telling you, you can get to that energy of the mind is free and you're no longer trying to figure everything out. And now it's so fun to live in this energy of fun and play and laughter. I'm going to end it there. It's really starting to get raspy. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for supporting me, my daughter, and our channel. And I hope this reading helped you. And if it did, drop me a little comment. All right, lovies, I will see you in the next one. Peace out.